the place called Wildlife. So it's next to sea life. So we'll go and see how it is. So we just now came out from sea life. It was awesome. Now our second trip, going to wildlife. I had one experience in Auckland Sea Life. It's named Kelly Tarleton. It's sea aquarium. So we'll see the wildlife. So it's next to sea life. So this way Madame Tussauds. This way going to wildlife. So we bought the ticket for the wildlife and sea life.
Most of your macropods that are in that genus, they're mainly a plant or a fruit feeder. We do give this guy a lot of starches and a lot of greens throughout the course of the day. They would constitute the bulk part of his diet for him. He definitely has his favourites, things like pumpkin, sweet potato, corn and beetroot. And he doesn't mind the occasional hard-boiled egg. And he does get a bit of a peanut butter smear every now and then as well. We do bring a few fruits into the diet. He does love his melons, whether it's watermelon or rock melon, anything that's quite succulent, he's generally a pretty big fan of. But as a general rule, we try to just stick to starchy vegetables, and we will bring in fruits more as a bit of a treat or a supplement for him. Now, in comparison to kangaroos also, this guy is sitting in here in solitary confinement. There is a reason for that. They are not a gregarious animal. They do not live in groups, which is very different to the other kangaroos that we do have native here in Australia. We do have a collection of kangaroos that you guys will come past halfway through the attraction. We have 6 females. These guys are primarily solitary. They do not like the company of other tree kangaroos. In fact, the only time that Kofi would be interested in a tree kangaroo is obviously during the breeding season when he would be courting females to mate with, but apart from that they do prefer to be on their own. Now, with regards to breeding programs, we are trying to source out a female for him moving forward into the future. Unfortunately, these guys are an endangered species, so there's been a huge decline in their wild populations over the past 100 years or so. Most certainly during the early part of the 1900s, they were hunted quite extensively, which put a huge amount of pressure on them as a species, and they were hunted specifically for their coats and also for their meat as well. Now these days, it's definitely habitat destruction that's putting the most amount of pressure on them as a species, and a large part of that has got to do with the acquisition of palm oil. Now, palm oil is a really big problem, not just for tree kangaroos like Kofi, but just for a lot of other animals in general, mainly because it is one of the main components that does go into a lot of the day-to-day products that we use as people, specifically things like hair and beauty products. So, obviously, as the demand to use those items does increase, so does the pressure that it puts on our natural ecosystems, and that naturally does have a huge impact on wild populations of tree kangaroos. Now, we're certainly not discouraging people from using those types of items, but if you did want to do your bit to try to protect an animal like Kofi moving forward into the future, a lot of the products these days that are obtaining their palm oil from sustainable sources generally have a small sticker on that product that emphasises that is the case. So if you stick to purchasing those products, you will be surprised how much of a positive impact it can make on a species like Kofi if everybody just did their little bit to actually help out. Now, with regards to their breeding, as with most marsupials, tree kangaroos are pregnant for a very, very short amount of time. Female tree kangaroos' gestation period generally lasts for about 3.5 to 4 weeks at the very most, and the juvenile young are referred to as joeys, And when they are born, they're normally born in a premature state. So they're roughly about the size of a very small jelly bean when they're born, and they spend the first 6 months of their life tucked away inside the pouch of the female, where they will be suckling on milk from the mother. And after about 12 to 13 months, they will be big enough to finally leave that pouch of the female and to start fending for themselves. And they normally reach sexual maturity between about 2.5 to 4 years of age.
So big lecture of the kangaroos. We can have a, there's a small curve. We can go through here and see who's inside. Oh my god, it's hard for me. Oh, and we can see. It's good for the kids, not for me. Oh, I can't go inside. Oh my. It's a daytime, lots of animals are sleeping inside. In beginning I forgot to explain about the wildlife in Sydney Zoo. So this park near the Darling Harbour, it's open on 2006. This wildlife next to Madame Tussauds and Sydney Sea Life. So you can get lots of details from Google. Oh, one small kangaroo sleeping here. Another one is there. Looks they feel boring in daytime, not playing around. This wombat is sleeping here. Oh, big one. He's in deep sleep.
It's a lizard. Let's see. One of these. Yeah. Do you have?
This bird stay here. It's hard to find. Oh. Oh, it's gone inside.
I see that. See that?
southern continents we have today, these ancient birds gradually developed in several different varieties. In South America,
Landmark of Australia, kangaroos. So if someone come to Australia, definitely should see the kangaroos. Otherwise, no use of their travel. So when we go to the rural areas, so we can see lots of kangaroos, dead kangaroos in road accidents in rural areas. Lots of places to kangaroo farms, and people go and feed the kangaroos.
Popular for tourists, right? Yeah, I don't imagine locals eat that. So.
Yeah, you can just get it from Woolworths and Coles, like the supermarkets.
Okay.
It's much healthier, it's better for you, it's more sustainable than cows.
Okay.
Just go to,
So stuff explain everything about the kangaroos. Now we're getting out from the kangaroo soon, and next one. It's like a statue, not moving. I can see it just breathing. Spencer's monitor. The robot lizard can be found in the trailers of Central Queensland and Northern Territory. They feed on almost anything they can catch, including insects, birds, and mammals. Eggs and carrion. They feed to hive snakes up to 1 meters. Oh, this is him.
What are you doing, Apache?
Hello. It's also like a statue, not moving. There are 2 small lizards. Looks they having lunch. Oh, now we're going to Crocodiles soon. Let's see. Yes. Yes. We're going to see the crocodiles. This is the one who stay here. Eastern water dragon.
It's here. It's in here. Yeah, it looks small.
Now we pass in the dark zone. Oh, I can see some. Yeah, small rabbit is here. Let's go and hide. Oh, yes, he came. Kind of these animals are always hiding, so it's hard to see them. So this is wallabies. So they are feeding to wallabies. So wallabies is got popular name because Australian rugby teams names wallabies. Small babies. So another famous animal in Australia, koala. So now we're going to see the koala. Yes. Koala. So people can pay $30 and get the pictures with koala. So this is the koalas, so they all are sleeping. Someone gone and paid $30 to get the pictures. Everyone sleeping today. Another one here. Koala is very friendly animal. He doesn't hurt anyone. It's like a panda. Unfortunately, Today everyone sleeping, so we not allowed to make them awake. After seeing the koala, there's a cafe behind me, so we're gonna have a short break in here and eat something and going back to next. Very nice and quiet place in Sydney, in Darling Harbour. We can go down here and bend down, bend down, bend down, bend down, and we can go the crocodiles from. Oh my God! Yay! I never get close to crocodile like this.
This is our water. Green water. Smelly water. We not jump in.
Maybe with the crocodile there.
He's going, he's going. He's going, he's going. That's the clear picture. Yes, he's gone. So this is the end in wildlife in Sydney. Oh, another crocodile. Looks lazy crocodile. Not, at least not moving. This is the end of the wildlife. So we had a good tour. We had a good trip. So in here we can give the feedback for them. So it takes long time. My son did it.